what metrics should you primarily monitor? So this is feature store in the question. What is Vertex AI feature store? You might, be wondering. And this is something that I'm developing a lesson for. I'm actually going to kind of skim through this because it's not the most important, but it's a centralized repository for storing, versioning, and serving pre-computed ML features, so you can reuse them. It's very low latency. It helps to track feature drift and data quality as well. So it's kind of that central hub that connects feature engineering for both training and serving workloads in Vertex AI. You can see on the diagram here, you have your feature engineering process, and then these get centralized into the Vertex AI feature store that acts as a single source of truth. The feature store handles all the complexity of versioning, storage optimization, for use with your actual models, and then the workflow branches off into model training and also serving predictions. All right, so this is good to know, right? But the reason I showed that question is because, kind of in a similar vein to the case studies, you don't necessarily need to know what feature store is to answer this question. Here is the actual question as it might show up on the exam. So the answers, the answer choices are throughput, feature freshness, error rate, and latency. In order to know that latency is the measure of how quickly your application is responding to user requests from end to end, and just knowing that would allow you to answer this question. You don't need to know Vertex AI feature store. So the fourth tip that I have for you today is that just because a question mentions AI, that doesn't mean that it is testing AI. Google still wants you to understand how fundamental knowledge and principles, things that an architect would need to know, how they still apply to new technologies and new services, including AI services.